Always remember the day that I was diagnosed with cancer. I was running very late for an appointment back at the studio, and the doctor was late arriving, I remember. And so when he did arrive, I said, "Come on, doctor, please, I'm in a big hurry. I'm running very late. Just tell me everything's okay." And he said, "No, would you please sit down?" I said, "I haven't got time." He said, "Mr. Climpson, would you please sit down? You have prostate cancer." I can't think of a quicker way in the world to make the sun disappear. And at first I was terribly frightened. I remember lying there at night thinking, what on earth is going to happen? Nobody in the world seems to know exactly what will occur next. What can I do? What can the specialist do? But would you believe it that eventually this feeling of pain and concern and deep pity for myself gradually changed into a feeling of enormous anger. I thought, why should this happen to me? Why shouldn't I do something about it? Why don't I stand up and fight it, even though I don't know how to do that, but I'm going to try. And it's amazing how that improved my whole attitude to the condition I was experiencing. Anyway, we had the operation, and I was told that I should be back at work within 5 weeks. Unfortunately, that didn't happen because there was a problem. There was a situation which nobody had anticipated. Some of the stitching came undone, and it meant that I was not able to go back to work or to consider going back to work for 2 months. And I had to accept the fact that I would have to retire. That really hurt. So, having finally recovered, taken far longer than I expected, I attended one of my Rotary Club meetings, and a few weeks after I'd got out of hospital, and I was told on that occasion that the expected speaker had not turned up. It's a normal Tuesday evening meeting, and so some bright spark at the back said, "Get Roger to tell you his story about his operation." I said, "Okay, I will." I got up and I tried to explain to them what it was like to have prostate cancer, what it was like to have doctors unable to tell you the correct procedure, what it was like to have to try and pick that procedure yourself, what that was like. And I said, I really believe it's about time that somebody put together an organization to organize prostate cancer research. You see, we have some of the most wonderful researchers in the world. And up until quite recently, the only way that could possibly get the money to continue their research was to literally knock on the doors of big companies and beg them for the money. And I said to my club, that's all wrong. And then all of a sudden the president said, "Okay, well, why don't we do something about it?" And all the clubs said, "Yes, let's do something about it." And would you believe that within half an hour of that occurring, we had formed the Prostate Cancer Research Foundation, which was the founding body of what we now call the Prostate Cancer Foundation, which is now all over Australia and much of New Zealand as well. But there's still an enormous amount of work to do. The two things is money and also men themselves being prepared to understand what prostate cancer is all about and not to be afraid to have a checkup, and if there is a problem, do something about it. There was a slogan which I believe we had last year for prostate cancer, which was, "Be a man." Fellas, be a man. If you've got a problem, do something about it. Not just for your sake, but for your family's sake as well. Okay?